Think about it for one moment. What makes for a good life? Like, I wake up in the morning and I feel like I have good relationships, friends that don't want to stab me in the back. I'm not stressing out about finances, a good job, a career that is fulfilling. You feel like you have purpose, all of that. I've got a great relationship with a higher being or level of consciousness through my religious beliefs or my spirituality or whatever it is that you're into. I do believe as artists that is where our creativity comes from. But I also believe that you need to be honest with yourself and not buy into the lies that you might be telling yourself. What lies, Ben? Well, we're going to get into that today. I'm going to talk about 3 areas. I could probably talk about a dozen, but I'm going to talk about 3. It's comfort, fear, and self-reflection. Basically knowing yourself, which I do believe is a good thing. I actually talk about that quite a bit over on my other channel, Dirt Capsule Studio, but we're not here for that today. We're going to get into these 3 things and ask yourself, am I being honest with myself in these areas? First of all, I hear a lot of people talk about wanting to be comfortable. Like, if I could just get comfortable in my life and get rid of some of this stress, everything would be good. First, is that the life I want? Because I do hear a lot of people talk about wanting to retire, or maybe once they get enough money, they can chill out on the beach, sip Mai Tais, and life's good. I don't have to worry anymore. And, or I can just kick back on the couch, play video games for the rest of my life. Whatever your thing is, it's just the perfect life, right? And I'm going to submit that maybe that's bullshit. That's not really human nature. We were designed to be challenged and have friction. That's where we grow the strongest and we make the most discoveries. I don't believe that heroes are born on the couch. Carl Jung, who was a psychologist and psychiatrist who talked a lot about investigating your dark side, which he called your shadow self. And he said, in filth it is found, in the mix, in the mud. That's where you're challenged the most. You don't want to go through life clean and never feeling like you have to stress out about anything. Stress is a good thing in the right doses and in the right way. I discovered a lot of this actually when I was doing freelance work. There are things that are within my wheelhouse and I'm called to do those things, but there's always something new that they want to kind of push onto your plate, right? And if it's a good paying gig, I say, okay, well, I know pretty much what I'm doing here, but I don't want to screw up. And there's a part of me that's very nervous and kind of challenged because I know I'm going to face something that I'm not used to. I'm thinking I don't want to let anybody down. I don't want to screw this up. A lot of money, a lot of people depending on me. At the end of it, I get to the other side of that bridge and I'm always happy that I did it. I grew. My comfort zone stretched. And you can't do that if you're always staying in a place where you're comfortable. Do you want to live life never feeling any sense of danger whatsoever? Now, I'm not telling you that you necessarily want to go through life all stressed out that somebody's going to knife you in the back. I was watching this documentary last week and they were interviewing these veterans from World War II. They were there on the first wave in Normandy, moving in on Omaha Beach. They weren't even at the beach yet. It was miles out and their bullets already flying past them and hitting their comrades and all that. And they knew they were put into the meat grinder and their chances of survival were very, very slim. People call them heroes, and they are heroes. But they said, and this I'm quoting them, we're not heroes. The heroes were left dead on the beach. More than one of them said, when you feel that kind of fear, you'll do things you didn't know you could do, or that you thought were impossible. Now, I'm not saying that we need to be in fear to the extent that they were storming the beaches of Normandy, but some fear is healthy. I think it's motivating. It drives us. It helps us stretch. It helps us to grow. That's how we as artists create our best work, is we come from a place of emotion first. You got to feel something and then just lay it down. Just put it out there and then come back and reevaluate it with your head later. But you don't want to over-evaluate yourself in this process, which kind of brings us to the third area that I want to talk about, is how artists, especially being emotional type people, can be susceptible to self-reflecting a little bit too much, trying to figure themselves out because I'm weird, I'm odd, I'm different. And so we watch videos and we get online and read articles, we read books and try to figure ourselves out. And we write and we try all these different things, trying to self-help ourselves into a state of understanding ourselves so well that we no longer have to be challenged by ourselves. Now, I think it's good to know yourself. I think it's good to know your likes, your dislikes, your strengths, and your weaknesses is very important. But when you tell yourself, I need to know myself inside and out, you're wasting valuable time that you could be just taking action. Too much of this self-reflecting and spending too much time in your head and thinking that everything that goes on in the world is just from here out can put you in a state of depression. You want to get out of depression? Get outside of your own thinking about yourself and talk to other people. Listen to other people. Help other people. And I do understand that there is clinical depression that may need medication. Everybody thinks that's their depression at this point, when I think that the overwhelming majority of people who are depressed, this is part of their problem. They just spend too much time thinking about themselves. Maybe you disagree. Maybe I'm full of shit. Let me know in the comments section down below. I'm going to wrap this up by saying, look, it's good to feel a little bit of danger and fear in your life, and let that motivate you and push you forward, and infuse that into your art and into your creativity, along with joy and along with love and all of that. It's all part of the spectrum of emotions. And then take action rather than sitting around thinking about all your little issues and your little problems, self-reflecting on everything. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and know enough about yourself to where you're not being fooled and taken advantage of. But don't spend so much time inside of your head that you become depressed about it. It's good to write, it's good to read articles, it's good to read books and all of that. But taking action, in that state of taking action, is where you will find the best parts of yourself. Tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments section down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to be part of this community. Thank you so much. My name is Juhl, and we'll talk next time.